Hello, welcome everybody to part 2 of our barn restoration. This is where the more enjoyable stuff now starts to happen. The carpentry, the oak work, the bits that we actually enjoy the most. Not so much the mucky work we had to do in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1, go back, check it out. You'll see how we've managed to get to here so far. Obviously like the video, subscribe as well, and then you can follow us along with all of our future projects. So, part 2 is basically, as I said, going to involve us putting in the oak. We have done a little bit of work so far. You can see here, we've put in a new brick plinth in some of the areas that were a little bit damaged and sort of lost to the concrete. We've put in a new sole plate with some stud work here. We've got new sole plates and stud to go in, quite a lot of repairs here. There's like a lot of soft wood has been used over the years, and you know, really it should all be put back with oak. You can probably see up here as well. Okay, so we've got some braces to go in, a couple there. These sort of small softwoods, they will do a job to a point, but they don't really look very nice. And they're not really what would have been put back in. We've got quite a lot of cladding to do on this end. We've got a new set of oak doors to go in there. We've got a new set of oak doors to go in this opening here. So we've got quite a lot of work to do, really. There's areas that have had water damage over the years. We've repaired the roof as well. So there's been quite a lot of work. So we will obviously, on the damaged bits, show you this little bit here. So that's years and years of water damage. You can probably see up the top, maybe just about. We'll do another one when we get up there. You know, that's all pretty bad. So what we'll do, we'll cut that back till we find some hard oak, some solid oak. We'll then splice bits back in and just start bringing the building back to life on the inside. Partway through putting the oak back in, we've done quite a lot of work on some braces, which has been a lot of fun. Essentially, this is the fun bit. They look fantastic. Show some pictures up later on. Now we've got probably the biggest bit of the refit in one of our bays. When the farm used to use this, and just behind me we used to have a hopper. Obviously, they need to try and get the machinery in and so on and so forth. And they didn't really care too much, I don't think. So they used to just cut stuff out. So if you have a look at this here, we've had to put some 6x2 supports along. But basically what's happened is, you know, they cut out the original beam all the way across just for access. Same with the high collar. They've cut that out. These supports, queen struts, I think you call them, they would have originally been a little bit further over, all mortise and tenon, but they've just put them back in, obviously just to try to support the loads. This purlin's been taken out here. So this is quite a monstrous sort of undertaking to try and get this back in. We've got this beautiful bit of oak here. It is not the lightest. So we are going to have to cut down, put a suitable joint in, we think, so maybe sort of half lap dovetail. We'll sort of have a look and see what we think is best. But yeah, quite a task. But once that's back in, that's going to look absolutely fantastic. here. So where the roof was cut, we've had to put a new purlin in. There's a new tie beam at the top, or a high beam, and then there's this monstrous tie beam that we've had to put in, which was cut out originally by the farmer to allow them to get their machinery in for the hopper. It is ridiculously heavy. I think it was 265 square. It's around about 3.5-4 meters long, 4.1 meters long actually, if I'm correct. So so much weight for us to lift, but it looks fantastic. We've used the Arbortech to try and sort of blend it in as best we can with the original, soften up the edges, and obviously we've pegged it back in. We've got a little bit of tweaking to do on the joints here and there, but it looks fantastic. We've used a sort of a play on a bridle scarf joint to give the strength between the two beams. We've got brand new braces as well to give it that support, and we've got some posts to go in just up here as well. I think they're Queen Truss posts, if I'm right, but it's all going very, very well. So cracking on, all looking absolutely fantastic. Once we've got this internal works done, we've got cladding to do on the outside, which we're putting in some oak feather edge. Previous video I said as well, we've got some hand make oak doors going in as well. So yeah, keep following on and seeing how we're getting on.